Hi, and welcome back to Football Made Simple. We're here with a second leg in-depth tactical analysis of the incredible Champions League semi-final between Liverpool and Barcelona. Barcelona won the first leg 3-0, so to progress, Liverpool needed to win by 4 goals. And they did just that, and Klopp was able to orchestrate a 4-0 win which saw them through, and will heap pressure on Valverde. Let's assess the tactics both managers used in the match. Just quickly, if you're new around here, please like and subscribe and help support the channel. If you have any video suggestions, send them to @FootballMadeSim on Twitter. Now, let's get into it. We'll go over the lineups. Liverpool lined up in a 4-3-3, but Salah and Firmino missed out through injury. Origi and Shaqiri took their places up top, alongside Mane. Behind them was Fabinho, Henderson and Milner, who operated in front of a back four of Alexander-Arnold, Matip, Van Dijk and Robertson. Barcelona stuck with the same 11 as the first leg, with a back four of Roberto, Alba, Piqué and Langley, a midfield of Vidal, Rakitic and Busquets, and a front three of Coutinho, Suarez and Messi. Now let's get into the tactics. A video explaining how we tactically analyze the matches is in the cards now. We'll start with Liverpool's build-up shape. They used a fairly orthodox build-up method. Both Trent and Robertson would push ahead of the centre-backs, and Fabinho would drop to receive the ball off of them. At the same time, Milner and Henderson held their position slightly higher up the pitch. In this phase, Barcelona defended as usual in a 4-4-2, so by keeping Henderson and Milner forward, it forced Busquets and Rakitic to stay deeper in the pitch. This would mean the front two were isolated and could not press effectively against 3 men, as Coutinho and Vidal were picking up the wide players. This would give Fabinho or the centre-backs time to pick out a pass. The pass they would often try to pick out was a switch to a wide man or a full-back. The Liverpool front three stayed fairly central, meaning that the Barcelona full-backs would often tuck in to help defend against them, which would often leave space for Trent and Robertson for a direct switch, and then a cross was attempted. If they couldn't orchestrate a direct switch, they would use a side overload and then switch. Milner would often pick up the inside left-hand side channel alongside one of the forwards and a fullback, which would draw Barcelona across before a quick switch. Besides going wide, a major factor in the Liverpool attack was the use of midfield runners. Their central midfielders were granted freedom by Klopp to break forward during play, especially in the attacking transition. As the forwards tucked in and the midfielders broke forward, it gave them a central overload in several situations. This meant that crosses were a good option for Liverpool. These major ploys of wide play and third-man runs led to 3 of Liverpool's goals. In the first goal, you can see Henderson breaking forward in anticipation of the ball from Mane. He breaks into the box where he has a shot that eventually leads to Origi finishing it off. For the second goal, we can see a combination of the 2 major plays, with Trent crossing from out wide. As you can see, Liverpool have high numbers in the centre, and Wijnaldum's run from the midfield leads to the goal. The third goal repeats a familiar pattern. Mane moves wide to draw some attention from the defenders, so they can't commit to closing down Shaqiri, which gives him time to cross, and again, his midfield run is not picked up. Now, where did the attack go wrong for Barcelona? In the first leg, when building up, Busquets would drop between the centre-backs to help start the play. This would mean for an effective press, Liverpool would have to commit more men, leaving space in behind them. However, in this leg, Busquets stayed ahead of the centre-backs, but Liverpool still pressed high. This meant that Liverpool's 3 forwards could close down the centre-backs easily and soon the goalkeeper, which would force them long. This can be seen by Barcelona attempting 27 long balls in the match, which is more than Liverpool. The long pass would then be mopped up by the Liverpool centre-backs. In addition, the Liverpool press would often have forwards isolated from their midfield. On several breaks, Messi picks up the ball and Suarez makes a run, but without support from the midfield, Fabinho is able to track back to make the tackle, whilst the centre-backs handle Suarez's run. In the first half, however, Barcelona found success in the left-hand channel. As Trent would break forward and the Liverpool front three didn't track back, Coutinho and Alba would find space in the left-hand channel. They were able to generate a couple of chances from this region. But overall, it wasn't enough. In the end, Klopp's use of midfield runners was enough to get Liverpool to the Champions League final. They kept Barcelona blunt in attack, allowing only an XG of 0.78, whilst being clinical in theirs, scoring 4 from an XG of 2.29. Join us tomorrow as we analyze the second semi-final and find out who Liverpool will play. Don't forget to like and subscribe to join us. That's all for today, and remember, keep it simple.